Good afternoon, students. Now we will start with the second normal form. I hope you have already seen what is normalization and the video of first normal form, because that is important for you to check the first normal form rules. Then only you will be able to understand the second normal form. Now, what is the criteria required for second normal form and why it is so important? We will check this in the today's lecture. Now, what are the rules for second normal form? For the table to be in a second normal form, it should be in a first normal form. Okay, basically the table that you are converting it in a second normal form should be already in the first normal form. There should not be any partial dependency in the table. Okay, now the rule 2 says that there should not be any partial dependency. Now, what do you mean by partial dependency? Let's check. What is partial dependency? Okay. Now, to understand the partial dependency, let's first understand what is dependency means. Let's consider the following example, that is a student table. Now here I have a table with columns roll number, name, branch and the address. Okay, here student roll number is a primary key as it is the unique for each row, and we can fetch any record with the help of roll number. Now students, primary key is nothing but attribute in a table which is uniquely identifying the particular record. Okay, so here you can observe the roll number column contains unique ID, unique roll number. So it is a primary key in this student table. Okay, we cannot make name. See Amruta, the two students having same name Amruta. So it is not a primary key, but roll number, all the values are unique, different from each other. So we can call it as a primary key. Now what is primary key? Primary key is nothing but a column or sometimes group of columns. There can be a single column which is primary key, or maybe sometimes there is a two or more column together form a primary key. They uniquely identify the each record in a table. Now primary key can be used to fetch the data from any column in the table. Okay, the primary key is important for us to fetch any record. Let's say, for example, here if you want to fetch the record of Amruta, let's say, so what you need is her roll number, because there are two Amruta. So exactly which Amruta you are looking for will be uniquely identified with the help of roll number. Means what? To fetch any record, it is dependent on the roll numbers column. Okay, means you want to fetch any of the students record, it is necessary for you to have their roll numbers with you. So this is called dependency, or we can also call it as a functional dependency. Okay, now what is partial dependency? Now we have understood what is dependency. Means to fetch any record we need to require the roll number of the student. But what do we mean by partial dependency? That's we will check now. Now check, here we can see that the single roll number column uniquely identify the record. But always it will not happen now. Here only one roll number column is there, which is enough, which is sufficient to fetch any of the data from the student table. But sometimes it may happen that single column may not be work as a primary key attribute. We may require a group of columns which will uniquely identify any particular record. Now we will see such example here. Let's take another example to see if two or more columns together can act as a primary key. Now we will check second table. Now I will consider another table with the student table. Let's say a subject table that contains two attributes or columns, that is subject name and subject number. Now I want to make a score table with the help of student table and subject table. Okay, means with the help of these two tables, the student table that we have seen on a previous slide plus this subject table will together required to create a scorecard of a student. So we are making another table, that is a score table. This table will save marks obtained by the students in each subject, and also it will save the teacher's name who has taught this subject. See, this is a score table. Here I have score ID, roll number from the previous table, subject number, marks and the teacher's name. Okay, now here you can observe score ID is unique here. Okay, so we can make it as a primary key. Next. In above table, the primary key should be the score ID. Okay, as I already said, but students roll number and subject number together makes a meaningful primary key. Now let's say how. Here roll number and subject name will together form a primary key because they are making a meaningful primary key. We need both roll number and subject number to fetch any record, because here we have many to many relationship. Means what? Many to many relationship means student can appear for more than one subject, and subject can be obtained by any number of students. Means many student can learn many subjects, and one particular subject can be obtained by many students. So it is a many to many relationship here. Okay, hence we need roll number and subject number together to identify the marks. Now suppose if I ask you, what is the roll number 1's marks? What marks has obtained by roll number 1? You will get confused because this roll number 1 has taken two subjects, that is subject 1 and subject 2, where he got 82 marks in subject 1 and 77 marks in subject 2. So if I ask you, tell me the marks of roll number 1, you will be confused that which marks I'm asking for or which record I want to fetch for roll number 1. So you have a column named teacher, which is dependent only on subject here. Okay, now whatever roll number marks is obtained, but here this teacher's name, it is already dependent on only the subject number. Okay, the subject number is allotted to that particular teacher. So this is called partial dependency. Means here the teacher name is only dependent on the subject number but not roll number, where roll number and subject number together form what? A primary key. Means any record in the table should be dependent on both this roll number and subject number. Okay, but here the case is different, where this teacher name is only dependent on the subject number. This is called partial dependency. Means what? The two columns which are forming a primary key, but the particular column in the table is dependent on a one of them. That is, here in our example it is subject number. So this is called a partial dependency. Here primary key is combination of two columns, that is subject number and roll number, but teacher has nothing to do with the roll number. Means this is a partially dependency of the teacher's name on the column, that is subject number. And for table to be in a second normal form, there should not exist any partial dependency. Okay, so here there is a violation of your rule 2 of your for second normal form. Now what we need to do? Here we need to remove the partial dependency. Now let's check how we are going to do that. Now here is the solution. We can remove teacher's column from the score table. So one way to do this is to move the teacher's name column to the subject table. Means either we have created subject table also, which contains subject number and subject name. You can do is, one thing you can do is, you can remove this column teacher name from this table score and add it to the subject table. Or else you can do is the create new teachers table. So we will check both the ways now. Here see the previous which we have created the subject table, that was containing only subject number and subject name. Here I have added teacher's name. Means Java is taught by Mr. Java, CPP has taught by Mr. CPP, and so on. Okay, mean here I have added one column. Another way you can go for is create a teachers table, and we can store more information related to teachers like salary, qualification, experience, and so on. So that also you can do, and this teacher ID you can use wherever you want. So I have created a table, that is teacher ID and teacher's name, which is helpful for me to store teachers, all the teachers detail. Maybe in future I will add his salary, qualification, experience, etc. attributes over here. So this is how we achieve the second normal form.